Hey guys, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Alright, I am super excited for this product. I am so glad that Eufy came out with it. There's been several other Eufy products that I really like their features. I have Ring, several other Blink, and some other video cams and doorbells. And I really like some of the products that Eufy has come out with. So I'm going to go through this one. I will talk about the features of it. I will unbox it and show you how to install it on the door, as well as go through the app and how it works, as well as talk about some of the other features that you can use this for as far as like connecting it to the rest of your smart home. So to start with, basically it is a video doorbell and a smart deadbolt lock all in one. And right now I have a smart lock. It's a Slage smart lock, which I can type in a keypad or I can use an app to open. And then I have a separate video doorbell. I've actually had both a Ring video doorbell and a Eufy dual video doorbell. And I like them, but one thing, the video doorbell is off to the side, and so it's never looking straight down through the archway that I have in front of the door. And then it's another product that I have to maintain and keep integrated. So this I'm really is what I would have wanted to start with. So I'm glad I have it now. It's really no compromise is what I like about it. So the battery is bigger than my existing ones. So it's a bigger lithium-ion battery, and then the video quality is higher than like a lot of the Ring ones. So this is at 2K resolution. And then the lock itself, the smart lock, is really cool because it has the standard keypad where you can type in a number, but it also has a fingerprint reader on the top, and they say it's a 0.3-second read time, so it should be really quick there. And then it has a doorbell button on the bottom that automatically lights up when someone walks up to it. You press that, it sets the chime off, and then there's a hidden place for a standard house key. This all fits into the standard door deadbolt hole in your door, so you can install this. And let's say at a condo or apartment where you don't have an option for a video doorbell, and then you can take this off when you leave and you'll never know that it was there on the door. So that's some really cool stuff about this. Now in this box it comes with a another unit, which is a Wi-Fi chime or bridge, and that is actually where the storage is held. So it is all local storage. You can pay for a cloud service that Eufy offers, but it's not required by any means. And all that data, whenever the video is recorded, goes to that. And then obviously the chime makes the noise inside the house if you press the doorbell. But it also works with Eufy's home base. So if you have one of their other camera systems that has a home base unit, which I already have because I have their video doorbell, so it uses that home base to store all the local video. And so let's what I want to do is go through and show you some of these features. Eufy did send this product to me for this review, and it's in beta, so it's on Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter campaign is still ongoing. I think it has another 25 days or something. And then obviously the price is a discount right now, and then it gets less and less of a discount as you get closer to the end. But they've already raised $1 million on this Kickstarter campaign, and so it's very popular. I think this is going to continue to be a very popular item out here. So I've talked about the video resolution, where it's 2K. Obviously you can see who comes and goes. It has both a radar and a PIR sensor for motion. So most of these cameras have PIR, which is like a heat signature, but this radar is also an improvement that should help with preventing false alerts and also making sure you always detect objects. Easy to install, and because it's basically as secure as the deadbolt, it's much harder for them to steal than something like a doorbell that's on a plastic mount. And then it's obviously able to handle extreme weather outside. The outdoor portion is made to be exposed to the weather. And then like I said, can do fingerprint. You can unlock it from anywhere in the world with internet access. And then you can protect your privacy with all local storage. So if you have concerns about it going out to the cloud, this will not do any of that. It's all local and in process. So let me open it up. I'll show it being installed on my door, and then I'll go through all the app features and show you what it does. All right, so you have two main pieces for the door, and that is the inside one with the hand knob to twist. The back of it pops up, and this is where the battery is stored, and then it comes apart as well, and this is where you have the portion that goes up against the door, so this will get installed on the door, and then this portion is the one that connects to the outdoor unit, which has the wiring that comes in and plugs into here. But like I said, it's actually fairly straightforward to install. This indoor, the far indoor portion, is plastic, including this hand knob. Now it has a metal inner sleeve there for the turning, so actually the knob is metal as well. But then the rest of the far indoor is plastic, but this plate that bolts up to the door, as well as the entire outdoor unit, which is quite heavy. This thing is sturdy. This is all metal, which you'd expect out of like out of a Deadbolt. So besides these pieces, you have this little Wi-Fi chime, and then it has a micro USB port on one side, and it has a micro SD card slot on the other side for the storage. And then they ship out a power adapter here, depending on the region of the world that you live in. Obviously they'll get one that matches the local custom there. I'm obviously in America, so I have a American 110 plug there for that. Here is their lithium-ion rechargeable battery here, so that this snaps in, like I said, to the indoor unit. You don't have to go outside to get your battery and charge it off. And then it has your standard Deadbolt pieces and your striker plates and screws that go on the door as well. And lastly, we have the keys for the house that this is already keyed to. We'll take this plastic off here and show you. So this is where the fingerprint reader is. Then obviously the camera. You have some IR lights in here, and the radar, and then you have the motion sensor. And then finally on the very bottom there is a USB-C port, as well as the speaker and a reset button. That USB-C port can be used when if the battery were to be dead and you were needing to get in and you didn't have the key, for example, you wanted to use the power, you can actually plug in a power bank to that, and it will take power from there in order to power up the unit, so you can unlock it with your fingerprint or with your keypad. So that's kind of a neat little backup feature there. I have had my other one, which has AA batteries on the inside. I've had that die on me, and I didn't have a way to get in to that door. Luckily I had other doors I could get into, but this has a backup there, which will be a nice feature. Alright, so let me go up to the door and get this guy installed. Alright, so here's my existing smart lock, and it's a Slage. Here's the striker, and here is the outer plate. Alright, so let me take this guy off. Alright, now that I have my old one off, all I do is take this guy. I do have to pay attention to it. There is a top and a bottom to it, and then this can rotate and adjust if your hole is further offset. This can adjust for that. Otherwise, it's just taking it and the two screws and putting this on. Alright, so now I just take the outside unit. You'll have to thread both the wiring and this little lever around this lock piece. Then you take this inside piece, the metal one. Again, you thread the wiring through. And then there's the two big screws that just attach the two sides together. And now before you get it all the way tight, you want to make sure everything is plumb and level. Alright, so now I have the remaining piece, which is the inside unit. Again, you just have to slide the little deadbolt action into there and then hook up that connector and the other connector. Alright, so that's all there is to it, to this lock and video doorbell. So now I need the battery to charge up. It's charging right now. Then once you have it there, that snaps on, and this is how the inside of the unit looks. You can obviously lock and unlock it right here. Alright, so the install is pretty easy. It's just like most other door locks, really. There's a quick setup that you do, and it does a quick calibration where it extends and retracts the lock and makes sure that nothing is blocking it. You do want to make sure that your door deadbolt right now locks and unlocks very easily. You don't have to push or pull on the door to make that happen. If it does get wedged in there, any of these battery powered locks will typically not work. But you know, they did warn me that their firmware and software for the interface to this smart video doorbell is in beta stage, and that it would have some bugs, and it certainly does. I don't want to you know, be too negative about it, because they said that it wasn't going to be fully functional, and it is true. So I'm not going to do a full review of it because some of the features don't work right, or they act up. I did get it. It does record the video. It is the 2K resolution and whatnot. But I'm going to wait until I get that update. That's going to happen right before they ship off the Kickstarter stuff, which, like I said, they have another 20 plus days remaining to do that. So once they do that, I will do an updated video with what I think of it, how it's working and whatnot. But for right now, let me just show you at least what the settings are. And these might get updated with time, but it looks actually like it's fairly well filled out from a setting standpoint. It's just not all of them work right. Alright, so let's show you the app and some of the features that are available in there right now, even though some of them don't quite work. So on the top, my top device here, front door, it is this video smart lock. Right below it is my dual video doorbell. So this is mounted on the wall to the left of the door. That's why when you look at it, it has a kind of a sideways angle, whereas the top one, the front door, is looking straight down the pathway out of my front door. The video doorbell, though, does have the second camera that points down and picks up packages, which is a nice feature of that. So that's one big difference between their dual video doorbell and this one they have here. But let's go into the settings. You know, I guess real fast, just showing you what it shows. It shows you the Wi-Fi signal, it shows you the battery, and it tells you if it's locked or unlocked right now. And then top right, that little thermometer icon is telling you that it's cold outside, and that can affect battery life. That's less of an issue on this video smart lock because the battery is actually on the interior side of the door versus something like my doorbell, which is on the outside. So it's less affected by temperature, but that's just letting you know that that is there. So if we go in here into the settings, you can see this top slider that turns the camera on and off. So you could have it disabled completely if you wanted to. There is no other on-off switch on the unit itself. And then you can see there's motion detection settings. There's options for a quick response where it does a automatic response when it detects someone. Power manager, you can determine how often it turns on to save battery life, or make sure you record every time there's a motion. One-touch locking lets you, press the status icon button and lock it without having to type in a code. Auto lock means that after you close the door, it will automatically lock after a set amount of time. Wrong try protection means if someone types in the wrong code or fingerprint several times, you can set 3, 5, however many times. You can then tell it to wait for 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, that kind of stuff. You can also scramble your passcode, which is kind of interesting. It means that you can have your passcode anywhere inside of a series of numbers. So let's say your passcode is 4 digits. Anywhere up to 12 digits total, you could put your 4 digits in there. And I guess the point there is that if someone's watching you, you could be hitting some other numbers first and then type your code in and then hit other numbers later, and it will still work. Alright, so the big one here is this motion setting, the top one. And I have it for all motion detected in there. You can have it where, if it detects that you're leaving the door, to not notify you, because obviously that means a person has already got into the house. But I have it for everything, and then you can set up an activity zone. You can set up the sensitivity. You can set up, your distance for this range of different areas. On some of their other products, you're able to individually select some of these, so that feature might come, meaning that you can have it more sensitive straight ahead and then less sensitive to the sides. So that might be something they add to it in the future as well. If we go down here to the video settings now, this is just a couple different settings they have in there. Your streaming quality, recording quality, your sound settings. You can tell it not to record the sound. And it also talks to you, so you can have that volume be adjusted there. Notifications you can set up so that you can have it record all motion, but then you can have it only notify you on human, for example, or not notify you of a leaving detection but still record it. That's a nice feature that they separate those two, the difference between recording and notifying. So that's important, I think. And then here's some of the other things in here. You can select how you get the notifications, if you get just a text or if you get a thumbnail, as well as what kind of tones are played on your app when that happens. Indoor chime, this is where you can select different devices for chime. You can select the doorbell chime, you can select home base as a chime, or you can select Alexa as a chime. So that is something that is kind of a neat feature here, is you can actually have an Echo actually speak for you. Alright, lock calibration, I already did that. This is where you just position the lock, you close the door, and you have it calibrate itself, make sure it's all happy. General, this is giving you some mounting video guide and other information about it, firmware and hardware, serial number, that kind of stuff. So that's about all there is to this one. The quick responses, I guess I can show you. You can customize a quick response where you can record your sound here. So let's do hey, this is Nate, and this is the Nader Tater channel. Hey, this is Nate, and this is the Nader Tater channel. Alright, so I could save that, and then I could have that when someone walks up to it, that is what it would say as a quick response. So if you wanted to do that, you could. Now it can also detect or learn faces, so it can learn your family, learn if it's a stranger, you can learn neighbors, and you can actually have different responses to that, which is kind of a neat feature. But that's the main summary here of this guy, and stay tuned for updates there. I'll always consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already to get more updates about this, other products, things I do around my property, and then always consider putting comments down below, sharing the video, liking the video with a thumbs up, and all that stuff helps engage the channel and keep it going.